When you come in, everyone that's average has to shut the fuck up. They have no choice but to shut the fuck up and yield immediately. There's no choice in it. Because you're the kind of person that is hard to stand next to. Nobody wants to be compared because everyone knows where they fall short. This is an energy where, like, I really wouldn't be surprised if you were, like, known as being arrogant or something like that. Hold on. Look, bro. Literally. There's a goat in my shoe. Literal goat in my shoe. And I've had that dog toy for forever, and my dog usually... shit. My dog usually destroys everything. Like, he definitely has the jaws to do it. So the fact that he hasn't destroyed the goat means he doesn't want to destroy the goat. And I appreciate that because it means it belongs in this house. So, excuse me and bless me. But yeah, it's hard to stand next to you. Nobody wants to stand next to you. Especially not your peers. Like, whoever, like, would fit in the group that you are in, but go beyond. People don't want to be compared to that. Because it's like, you're obviously exotic, or obviously foreign, or obviously unique, obviously special, obviously differentiated, obviously favored, obviously privileged. Like, all this is, like, going without being said. Like, the proof is in the pudding here about how you're better than people. Even if you never asked to be better than people. Okay, how are people seeing what are the differentiating factors? I know I just spent like 12 years shuffling that back, but 12 years a slave. The fate, accepting help and guidance. It could be that you're the person people go to for help, like you could be the therapist friend or something like that. And it could be that you have recently put someone in their place because your therapist friend skills are the skills of objective perception, analysis, and like decision making, decisive decision making, and strategy. So I think you're outwitting people because you understand something on a truer level than maybe other people who are involved. Like, the title is Silencing the Mediocre. So it's like if someone was approaching you with a shallower level of understanding than what was the deepest level of understanding that you exist at, then you're bringing them to your level of existence. And they're feeling like baffled. They have nothing to say anymore because they never expected you to have the waker, anything to say that would contradict their position. They didn't even see their own weakness until you presented it to them, and now they're like baffled by your sight, like your ability to see them. People don't expect you to be able to see them. You're coming out with this like supernatural ability. I don't know if it's like really supernatural, but it's reminding me of Hercules, like when Hades goes and literally sees the fates and they're telling him about the prophecy. Like, he's just been born and 18 years go by and it goes exactly how they say. It's, you're like that, you know? I really wouldn't be surprised if you did have some prophetic ability, with the fate being like the first card to describe the difference between you and these like mediocre people. That's why they need you. And it's like not narcissistic to say that. Like, if you are feeling like, oh, it's hard for me to accept myself as like an important person because it means that like I'm sucking all the air out the room. You're not. Like, people like you like need to kind of rise to the position of understanding your greatness. Otherwise, your greatness is wasted. Like, if you don't take responsibility for the fact that you're awesome, like, you will never actualize the fullest potential of your awesomeness. Be willing to, like, speak yourself into existence. Like, I've been practicing calling myself a politician and a philosopher, because that's how I feel and that's how I live my life, and those are, like, my grander goals, even though I don't have necessarily all the following I would like or prefer to have. And I have, like, politicians as role models, and I always have, like, since I was a kid. So The Alchemist is here in the reverse. I think if you don't know who you are, I think people can tell where you're going. Like, you're a vessel for some kind of special potion. I'm literally a master life number. You could be a master life number, but it doesn't have to be that. I'm life path number 11. The aspirant, ambition, diligence, and setbacks, and the miser, stubbornness, and inflexibility. Everything is in the reverse except for the fates. So it's really interesting. In some ways, you could seem mediocre, right? Like, I don't have a car, so I walk around on foot a lot. I get a lot of, like, people who think that they're better than me because I don't have certain things in the material world. But I have, like, found a lot of comfort in thinking of that as part of the way that the universe is, like, disguising me from those who would either, like, seek to take advantage of what I have or, like, whatever. Like, there are things about me that I feel like the universe has intentionally put as blockages for the wrong people. Like, the wrong people will see me and see, like, my flaws and the ways they manifest and be like, well, I want nothing to do with that. And that's the way that that's supposed to be. So I feel like this, like, silencing the mediocre thing, like, you're putting the sword to someone's neck here. There could be, like, in the near future, decisions being made about either for you about who you're associating with and who you're not associating with, because you seem to have these keys here. Everybody wants these keys that you have. You know, like, whatever the sauce is that you have, whatever the method is that you've been utilizing to get to the top, it's kind of like reminding me of, like, Forex trading, like, when it first happened and it wasn't, like, as diluted. Same thing with, like, tarot. Like, the tarot community is super diluted now with, like, nonsense. Like, everything that, like, most people write about or speak about is, like, fugazi and, like, lovey and just kind of, like, airy. So I think you offer some kind of, like, richer substance. Like, if you were a milk, you'd be like a heavy cream. Butter. Nara Smith can literally make butter, like, at home, like, with her hands. I've seen her do it. So I don't know, like, if some of you guys are, like, super housewives, you know, like, you know, your trad wives. That's still cool as fuck. Like, whatever the thing is that you're doing is the thing that makes you, like, refined, better. It makes you better, like, in an objective way. Like, nobody can really argue with you taking a position of betterness when you have this level of ability. Like, Nara Smith is literally better. Like, she is better than most of us, probably. And when it comes to, like, the ability to execute certain roles, like, she is maybe more naturally equipped and, like, specifically prepared to do those things. And that's just, like, natural to her life path. Like, who knows how she was groomed and bred to be the little housewife maker that she is. But she literally is, and she's an inspiration to all the other housewife makers who see ourselves in her. So, you know, like, I think that's part of the value of you understanding, like, if Nara Smith was never like, wow, I'm, like, awesome and great, then we wouldn't have Nara Smith. You know, she wouldn't be Nara Smith. She'd just be Nara Smith. So I think that, like, if you're in this energy and you're like, I actually am kind of cool, maybe I should start investing in my coolness, you probably definitely should. Invest more in your own coolness here. And that's how you silence the mediocre. Like, if you do have, like, in any way, like, a feeling like I have to prove something to the world, let that be motivation for you to continue to, like, self-express, like, show the world who you are. Make your mark on the world. That was, like, a Disney pass the plate and shit, you know? I think a lot of us here in the collective have a desire to have a largely positive influence. It doesn't mean that you're not allowed to still have like a individual personality. You know, I'm getting like Tony Stark, Iron Man. You know, like he's for himself, but he also has humanitarian beliefs. The priest, perseverance and faith in the reverse. And the tailor, attention to detail and pride. So this is a good time to be like curating your image, deciding who you're gonna show yourself to be to the world. Like what impression do I want to have on the greater world, and understand that some of these impressions may be lasting, like more lasting than you may anticipate. So it could be a good idea now to like really try to step into a higher version of self. Like really now more than ever present yourself as that higher self, even if you don't feel fully prepared to take on all that responsibility. Like I've been calling myself, like I said, like a politician, like a philosopher. Like I am very strong in my ability to think and apply what I've thought about. So I think whatever your strong suit is here, start to like allow yourself to specialize in it. Start to advertise your skills. So people can come to you for your service, because like here we go with scissors twice. You have the ability, whatever that is, and it's valuable to the right people. You might need to find those people. You might need to network and be more willing to put yourself in places where people like you are demonstrating their skills. Like I did open mics at one point. Like this time last year I was going to open mics and performing. So you might decide that it's worth it in the near future to like start working more actively towards the loftier goals that you have for yourself, because there's literally no way that these other versions of yourself can ever come into existence if you never invest in them, because the world won't even know that they exist until you show the world that they exist. Like this is a little shadowy, but I'll tell you guys about it. I walk my dog like twice a day, every day, like the same route, so I pretty much know like everything that happens on my block. Like on my block I'm aware. And I like to keep it that way. So like one day I was coming past like the fire station, and there was an EMS thing, like truck, like parked there, and I was like, what are you doing there? Because there's like a whole EMS station like just up the road. So it was at night too, like there was no one like around. So as I was walking past it, I was like, well, let me just like see if like there's anything to see. So like I scanned the vehicle, and I went like past it first, and then I went around it, and then I came back. And as I was coming back around it after I finished, somebody else was coming from like the apartment complex, and they like came out like right at the time that I was coming out, and then I like looked over at them like, and they looked over at me. So like you won't ever be known as being a sneaky snake if you never show people that you can sneak. They won't know that how sneaky you are until you sneak. So like whatever that thing is for you. I was also running up and down, like doing laps around the intersection, and this old man thought that he was gonna just be an asshole to me and just continue to like be right in my path. And so I fucking took his ankles. He did not see that coming. One, because like I'm a girl, and then two, because I guess he thought I was gonna submit to him just because he was old and white. Not really my thing personally. So like I took his ankles in front of everybody at the Virginian, because that was where it was happening. And then he got super embarrassed, and it felt good for me. So you have to do these things. Like if you want to be a big dog, you have to do big dog shit if you want to be respected as a big dog. Like there's no way that the little dogs are gonna know how big you are if you're not like barking and biting. You have to do both. You have to be willing to be seen as like both a very positive force and also capable of doing just as much damage as good. And that's how you maintain your like superiority in the rank. There's no way you can do that if you don't have shadow. Like if you're not, especially if you're like entering any kind of like hyper masculine like environments, like masculine energies don't respect submission. Like they don't. Like I mean, like I think they value it because it like supports their masculinity, their dominance, but they don't respect it. Like this could be a time when it's worth it to get into those arguments that are just over the principle of the thing, because it's important for people to know that you're about the principle of the thing and that you're not going to like settle for what's less than what you deserve. Because I guarantee you no one's going to do that to me again. You know, and if they do, I'll just take their ankles too. Start tallying them up, taking names. But yeah. I don't even know if there's anything else I can say. I think that's it. But yeah. Bye. Shit.